There we go. Welcome, everybody. It's great to be here. My name is Harold Oliver. I'm the high school principal. This obviously is an opportunity for us to give our seniors closure, give them an opportunity to get together again. Yesterday, during our rehearsal, I heard someone say it was a little bit awkward, a little bit concerned, and just a little bit anxious about seeing each other again because it had been so long, at least as a group, since March, that they've been together. But it was obvious, and it was apparent that it was very, very beneficial for all of them emotionally to get together one last time. So we're glad we had the opportunity to have this. We appreciate everybody adhering to the social distancing guidelines. We want to make sure that we follow those as we exit as well. I'll get to that a little bit later in the program, but we do appreciate the fact that everyone's willing and able to come and honor our great senior class. We do have a shorter program. We did not hand out programs. Basically, I will say a few words. Our valedictorian, Garrett Harmson, will speak. We originally had the Commissioner of Education in the state of Kansas, a very busy man right now, by the way, but he originally was going to come speak. He has sent a video clip that he made a few months ago, specifically for our Riley County seniors. We will watch that, and then we will have the presentation of diplomas. When we get to the presentation of diplomas, I will explain to everyone what we would like our parents to do, how we're going to take pictures, and how the process will go. We hope that we are broadcasting on Facebook Live. We are recording this. We are videotaping this. So if it doesn't work out and someone wants to view it, you will certainly have an opportunity to do that. But again, welcome and thank you. Thank you to all the people who helped set things up, our band members and Mrs. Lloyd, our photographers, our support staff with the crowd, Mr. T, Mr. Peters, Aaron Oliver, SRO Brian Swearingen, everybody associated with putting this together. Also behind me are our Board of Education members. They put in a lot of time and effort to help our school, for the betterment of our school, for the betterment of our kids. They get a lot of phone calls and they get a lot of opinions. And that's important and that's good, and that's part of it, but they do volunteer their time. We do appreciate everything that they do, and we appreciate them being present today. So thank you to everyone, and thank you to everybody that I inadvertently left off. I would start with having our seniors just kind of acknowledge, forgot to say I was going to do this, acknowledge their parents. Look at them, wave, hand clap, whatever, but acknowledge your parents and everything that they've done for you guys. Yeah! Also, your grandparents as well. Please do so. This class we did, yesterday we had 37 of our 50 here. I think we're close to 40 today. We do have some, which we're really excited about. We do have 3 individuals that I know of, and we're going to call everybody's name at the presentation of diplomas. We have 3 individuals who are not able to be here due to the fact that they've already started their military service. Trevor Rankin, Trenton Sheaves, and Tyler Mann. This class, like so many that came before them, accomplished many things, and we could go through all the things that they accomplished, but we are trying to keep the program a little short. There's a wide variety of interest in this class, a wide variety when we asked them to fill out a senior exit survey. It was a wide range of fields of study or work that they are going into. Graphic design, business, microbiology, auto body, welding, nursing, psychology, elementary ed, secondary ed, music ed, dental hygiene. It runs the gamut, like most classes do. These guys accomplish many things in their organizations. FFA, our art department, choir, our band, our academics. There's 4 students out here with 4.0 GPAs. There's students out here with high ACT scores. There are students out here that are destined for success. They need to be congratulated, and they also need to understand that this is just the beginning, this is just the start, this is the foundation that they will need to carry forward. Sometimes this generation kind of gets labeled kind of like the millennial generation, and that is that they're entitled and that they're lazy. And I would challenge that. I would say that that's a false assessment of their abilities. I think that they're different, and they're certainly different than people of my age. In our generation, we grew up differently. People in the audience's generation differently than what these guys do. They just think a little different. They're going to be successful even with doing things differently. They've already proven it. Some of these guys' success is the fact that they're graduating from high school, they're going to receive a diploma today, and they're not going to be in Mr. Peters' office anymore. There's a few frequent flyers. You know, I get called over to that office once in a while, and I'm like, oh, here we go. But, you know, that's part of it. And sometimes those are your most successful people, and they're willing to take a few risks. And most of the kids, when you just really sit down and talk to them, you usually can work things out. They do think a little bit different, and they are kind of on the path of their own. And, you know, to give an example of that, I was talking to a 20-something-year-old a couple years ago, and I asked them, you know, how they were doing, everything. Oh, it's going great. I got a good job. They were living in Kansas City. Great job. Enjoy it. Getting paid well. I said, that's great. That sounds really good. And I go, then I thought this would be the perfect time to inject some of my 60-year-old wisdom into the conversation. And I said, if you play your cards right, and you do things right, you might get promoted, and you might make more money, and you might work your way up the ladder. Their response, they kind of chuckled and said, I'm not doing that. I said, what do you mean you're not doing that? I said, I'm not going to be here. I'm not staying here that long. I'm moving on. For someone of my generation, it's like you're supposed to stay with your company. You're supposed to stay with your job. You're supposed to work your way up, and the company will be loyal to you. For whatever reason, good or bad, companies aren't quite as loyal. These guys understand that. They're going to market themselves with their own skills, and they will move on to the next opportunity. We look at that different. We look at that as they didn't pay their dues. These guys won't pay their dues. They're moving on. And there's some good in that. And they're producing themselves and putting themselves in the market for good jobs. That individual, by the way, I talked to again, they have moved on to a better job in a different city with plans to move on again. And it's just a matter of how we look at things. These guys are talented. They're destined for success. They're scratching the surface of what they can do. I would encourage them to follow their own path, to do what's best for them, not what someone else thinks is best for them. I would leave you with this quote from Douglas Adams, the author of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's not for everybody. Anything, and it kind of applies to what I'm saying, anything that is in this world when you're born is normal and ordinary, and it's just part of the way the world works. Anything that's invented when you're between the ages of 15 and 35 are new, exciting, revolutionary, and you can find a career in. Anything that is invented after the age of 35 It's considered to be against the natural order of things. I really do want you to think about that, as we sometimes view our younger generation kind of through a distorted lens. Congratulations, all of you. It's good to see all of you. We're glad we can have this opportunity to be together. Thank you. Garrett Harmison, our valedictorian.
Good afternoon. We appreciate you joining us to celebrate this milestone in our lives. And hello to all of you watching us online if it's working. There's so many people who have contributed to our success in the past 13 years. On behalf of our class, I would like to thank you. To the school board, thank you for working tirelessly behind the scenes to make our school the best district, our school district the best that it can be. To the administration, thank you for working hard to help our school run smoothly and providing us with a safe learning environment. We recognize that you've had to make some very difficult decisions lately, and we appreciate you. To our janitors, secretaries, cooks, and bus drivers, thank you for taking care of our school and keeping us well fed and safe. And thank you for taking an interest in our lives and supporting us in all of our activities. To our teachers and paras, thank you for caring about us, pushing us, believing in us, and helping us to shape us into the best people that we are today. You taught us stuff from books, but you also taught us about life. Thank you. To our parents, thank you for being there for us from day one. Thank you for all the rides you gave us and all the loads of laundry you washed. Thank you for coming to our performances and our games and supporting us all the way through. And finally, to my classmates. To say that the end of our high school career was unusual would be an understatement. Who could have ever imagined that we would spend this last quarter of our senior year at home, in quarantine, doing online school? It sounds like a movie, it really does. It wasn't ideal or what anyone would have chosen, but we made it through. And even though we will always remember the crazy way our educational story at Riley County ended, there are so many other things that we will remember as well. Our journey began in kindergarten in 2007. We sat in tiny chairs with tennis balls on the bottom. I never understood why. We built leprechaun traps, and we believed that we actually caught them the next day. Who remembers celebrating the 100th day of school? Everybody remember that? I was so disappointed when I grew up and learned that that wasn't actually a nationally celebrated holiday. In second grade, we elected Woolley as our 6th grade mayor. And I peed my pants in Mr. Van Neville's class. In third grade, we wrote and illustrated a Kansas alphabet book. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. For the letter S, we were supposed to draw the Kansas State seal. And the other day I was looking back, I was reading my book, and I thought that the Kansas State seal was an actual seal. But I actually drew a walrus. So there was a lot of... While it's hard to remember specific memories about elementary school, those years began to shape us into the students we would later become. And then middle school arrived. The boys were finally a little taller than the girls. Some of the boys were taller than the girls. Some people can grow mustaches, some still can't. We got to finally compete for our schools in sports, and we got to have school dances. In the classroom, we got to pick our electives for the first time. These 2 years helped prepare us for the most significant part of our educational journey, high school. Throughout high school, we had every opportunity to participate in several activities. Some that come to mind are the Homecoming Olympics, Homecoming Floats, band, NHS coffee shop, musicals, art club, FFA, eco meet. And I always remember having the sport, in every sport, from the cheerleaders in the student section. and having a lot of success in athletics. Our girls went to state basketball freshman year. Our baseball team competed at state sophomore year. We went to state football junior year. We've also had people that have competed in state cross country and state wrestling. Not to mention our golf team winning back-to-back championships. And my personal favorite memory from all of high school was knocking Silver Lake out of the playoffs 2 years ago. Looking back at all of our accomplishments, I'm proud to be a part of the Raleigh County Class of 2020. The last 4 years of high school wouldn't have been what they have been without each of you and the different talents and personalities that you have brought to our class. Thank you each for being an important part of the Raleigh County High School Class of 2020. I look forward to the amazing things that each of you are going to accomplish in your future. And forever and always, go Falcons.
Thank you, Garrett. At this time, as we previously mentioned, we'll watch a short video clip from our State Education Commissioner, Dr. Randy Watson. He has spent a lot of years in the state. He has been a tremendous leader for our state and continues to lead us through some obviously challenging times educationally. So as soon as we get it up and going, Randy Watson, State Commissioner.
Hello, class of 2020 Raleigh County Falcons. I'm Randy Watson, Commissioner of Education. And I don't know if you know it, but I was scheduled to be your commencement speaker on May 16th, just a few weeks from now. As you know, that's been totally disrupted, and I, like you, am saddened by the course of events that won't allow us to be together. But I know that this class has great things ahead of it, and this is just temporary. But I also wanted to make you think of a couple of things as you're going through these trying times. The great entertainer, Pearl Bailey, said, everyone wants to do something, but no one wants to be the first. And I know you're thinking, oh gosh, look at all the classes that have gone before us, the class of 19 or 18, or even all the way back to 12 or 13, and all those classes, maybe even the class of 2010, 2 years ago. But you know, you're not the first. I want you to think about a time in history, just about the time 100 years ago when you were born. So most of you were born in 2002, 3, maybe even 4. Think about those people born in 1902 or 1903. For me, that was my grandparents. Growing up was really difficult during that time. And just think about the age that you are. They were going through the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918. And they watched as that flu devastated them. And then they watched as the Great Depression devastated their families and their kids as they searched for work. And they tried to make everything better for their family. They weathered 2 world wars, World War I and World War II, and saw many of their own sons die in those wars. They also watched the Korean War and the Vietnam War, and they watched many, many changes. And I remember, as you probably did if you were talking to your great-grandparents, or possibly even your grandparents, that you would have said, oh my, that's so long ago. They didn't have Snapchat, they didn't have social media. They didn't, and so most of the records were passed down orally, person to person. And so, as you think about this graduating time and these trying times, I know you're going to get through it. And what I'm really impressed about, really impressed about Raleigh County, the class of 2020, isn't this year. It's what you're going to do in the future. It's what you're going to do to really change the course of the next generation and the next generation after that. You'll always have these interesting memories of the pandemic of 2020, just like my grandparents had those memories too. I don't have them. Your parents don't have them. Possibly even your grandparents, but you will. And you'll pass that along to your children, and you'll pass that along to your grandchildren, and you'll talk to them about the sacrifice that was made. So as you get ready to go spread your wings and do other things, I'm reminded of a great quote from Robert Kennedy. That's the son of the brother of President Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1968 while running for the presidency. Robert Kennedy said, "Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to challenge a small portion of events, and in the total of all those acts will be written of this generation." That's certainly true of you. I want to thank you for this opportunity just to get to spend a few moments with you virtually. I want to say congratulations to your hard work, and I can't wait to see all the great things you're going to do in the future. Thank you.
It would have been great to have him here. It was great that our senior class was able to secure him to come, but we do appreciate him taking the time to help us out and contribute to our graduation. At this time, I'd like to kind of explain how we're going to do the diploma presentations. We're going to go in groups of 5. There might be groups of 4, depending on if they have a full row of students. We have tape on the sideline of the basketball court on this side. We will have our students line up 5 at a time. When your student lines up, we'd like for you as a parent or parents to line up with them. Then when we get to the spot right over here, right by the table, the parents, when you get to that point, you will walk forward to grab a diploma. They're laid out in order. Find yours. Then when your student's name is called, the student will walk forward. You will present the diploma. We'll take a picture of that, and then you can turn towards Shauna and get a formal picture taken. At that point, the student will walk across the stage. Parents can return to their seat. When the student gets on this side of the stage, they will stop, and Karen will take a picture of them on this side. One with the mask on, one with the mask off. Mr. Williams and the USD 378 Board of Education, I certify that these students have met requirements for graduation set forth by the state of Kansas and our local Board of Education. They are now candidates for graduation as the class of 2020 at Riley County High School. Presenting the graduating seniors will be Senior Class President Caleb Williams.
Jacob Michael Abney. Warren Bradley Cayo Abanza. Ethan James Anders. Robert Ashton. Colton Lee Baker. Kara Diane Barker. Dion Mackay Barnes. Avery Drew Brokenicki. Cameron Allen Brown. Hutton Cameron Collins. Parker Lee Day. Adam Logan Dennis. Furious Bly Fleshman. Jacob Andrew Gillen. Christopher Ryan Hageman. Madison Lene Idashak. Trenton Dean Hamilton. Garrett Lee Harmison. Lauren Marcy Nicole Hazlett. Tyler Anthony Herman. Bree May Hawley. Jordan Michael Hawley. Marcus Allen Hudspat. Brianna Jen Ignacio. Naomi Renee Krebs. Mackenzie Marie Cruzy. Jaden Marie McCullen. Liam Maxwell McCoy. Brenna Shay McGuire. Revel Chance McPhillamy. Samantha Tuka Adelie Nelson. Rachel Ann Phillips. Trevor Kent Rankin. Kylie Lynette Ricketts. Ariana Precious Riley. Charles Trenton Sheets. Levi James Smith. Peyton Casey Smith. Veronica Michelle Stahlbaumer. Mariah Danielle Stewart. John Samuel Stivers. Cameron Colby Thompson. Sarah Luella Thompson. Cassidy Michelle Ummel. Ian Joseph Uphaw. Renee Francis Wilbrand. Taylor Gail Williams. Hunter Wayne Wise. Hunter Lee Woolbrand. Caleb Michael Williams.
I don't know.